Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever place it is that you have tuned on to this podcast, Live as Signatures Radio. I am so glad that you are here because we are in starting a new series. I love doing series in these episodes because they allow me to go deeper into a subject matter. And the series that I want us to start today is something that is close to my heart and something that I know for the most part each and every one of us has been affected one way or another by this. I want to talk about the ways to inject purpose in a job you don't like. How many of you know for sure that probably you are in a job right now that you don't like, or you left a job that you didn't like? You see, for the most part, you're not going to land into the job that you like immediately. There's going to be a continuum, there's going to be a process. But anyway, how do we inject purpose when we find ourselves in a place where we hate? Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
I'll say this again and again and again and again and again. Man has been created, or man is here in existence for the sake of being productive, for the sake of working. Those of you who think that man's work is a curse, you are reading the wrong scriptures, or maybe you're making the wrong interpretations. If you remove work from man, you have killed the man, you've killed humanity. Probably you might even have killed the entire creation. Central to the existence of man in terms of finding purpose and fulfillment and joy and the reason for living, the meaning for man, is connected directly to his work. You can say his work or her work, doesn't matter. Your existence is connected to your work. And your work, let me say this, for the most part, your work is not that which you do to put food on the table. It's not that which you do so that you can get paid and pay bills, and then you go back and get paid and pay bills. No. For the most part, the work that you're supposed to do as a human being is transformative. It is impactive. It is something that contributes, it changes, it creates things, it makes the world a better place. If you're finding yourself attached to a job which you hate, it could be for the most part that you are not engaged in the transformation that job is causing. We can blame you all we want, or we can blame the managers that you're working for, blame the leader of the organization that you're working for not sharing the vision and making sure that the vision is transcended across the structures of the organization, and they're just hiring you because you're desperate, and you're going there because they're helping you. You're not going there because you're helping them realize their vision. And therefore they mistreat you, they give you peanuts, and they don't value you, they overwork you, and they just call you a body. The other day I heard the manager of Arsenal Football Club, Mikel Arteta. I need to study that guy, by the way. I need to study him. I heard him saying, he's being asked by some people, how many bodies are you going to bring in the month of January? You need more bodies. And he said, we don't just need bodies. We need people who fit in our vision, people who fit in our profile, people who fit in what we're doing. That's it. So sometimes we find ourselves, for very many reasons, by the way, valid reasons, invalid reasons, whatever, but we find ourselves in situations where we have got to work. You've got to go and you've got to put food on the table. You've got to work. It can run you mad. By the way, did you know this? It can run you mad when you are eating and you're not working. You feel guilty. It has been wired inside of us. So sometimes we've got to go and work, make ends meet. But you see, that is not satisfactory enough for a human being. Just to live for 90 years to make ends meet. That's not what we're supposed to be doing in life. We're supposed to be doing something that we love, something that we enjoy, something that is transformative, something that makes us to deploy the most of our potential that is lying inside of us, within us. And when we find ourselves, sometimes we find ourselves by different circumstances or different reasons, we find ourselves working, yes, but hating what we're doing, hating the job. I've told you this story before. It's the time I finished my college, higher diploma in management information systems, and at that moment in time, maybe the year 2000 or just before the year 2000, I was looking for a job and there were no jobs. Jobs were not forthcoming, and my father enrolled me in a job bureau. A job bureau works in this way: they send your CVs all over the place, and when they like you, they place a phone call, and the organization that likes you place a phone call to this employment bureau. The bureau sends you there, and then they get some percentage of your salary paid to the bureau, and then they give you the rest, and so on and so forth. And so I get this call from the bureau, and they're telling me that there's this job that is they're looking for an IT person. Of course, I had management information systems, and I ran there. You should have seen me. In fact, by the time I got there, I was sweating bullets. And the secretary in this job bureau told me, you need to relax a bit. You need to relax a bit. Then I'm going to give you an address. I'm going to send you the employment where they're looking for someone to employ. I'm going to send you there. And so I relax and I go there. And I find that these people, it's an oil and gas company. And this oil and gas company, yes, they are looking for an IT person. And the interview I'm given is like, I don't know if you know the cubicles that people normally sit in, cubicles in organizations. And in the cubicles there's a corridor that allows people to move in and out of their cubicles and so on. And so when these people see me, or when I'm the person who was introducing me, they attached me to a particular lady. When I went to the reception and they asked, I want to see this lady, she takes me to this floor where there's these cubicles, and guys from their cubicles, they gather around in the corridor, and they basically give me an interview, so to speak. And they ask me what I'm doing, what I've studied, and so on. I told them what I've studied, and that was a makeshift interview. And by the end of the interview, which lasted not more than 5 minutes, something of that nature, the lady who introduced me to them, the lady whom I was told to be attached to, comes and they tell me that she's going to escort you to your workstation, and she gives me a white lab coat. She also has a white lab coat, and she takes me to a cellar upstairs, kind of the recycle bin of this organization, the recycle bin of this company. And this cellar is, first of all, darkened. Secondly, it's dusty. Third, it's disorganized. Fourth, they have thrown all manner of papers in there, not in any organized fashion. They're just all over the place. Now I'm given my responsibility. Listen to this. This is my responsibility. I am supposed to go through all the papers that I see in that cellar, and I'm supposed to look for a particular phrase in any one of those papers. When I see that phrase, I put the paper aside, or I hand the paper to this lady. Of course, this lady was also helping me. She was an intern at that particular place. So I started working, and I kept on working, and I kept on working, and then it started dawning on me. I started asking myself questions. What are you doing here? it dawned on me that they are looking for someone who has information technology certificates or whatever it is, qualifications. I did have them. But the work I was doing did not need any IT skills. They would have as well taken some high school leaver and given them that responsibility, and they would have done a top-notch job without needing someone to have a degree or a diploma that I did have. Presently, this lady leaves the room, the cellar, and goes out. And I just break down, I just start weeping. I wept because of what my life had become. I had gone to school for 20 plus years, and what was there to show for it? A job or a small assignment that I hated. Because number one, it's not using my potential at all. Number two, it's like a mockery to me. I am a smart guy, I'm a smart dude. In addition to that, I have a higher diploma in management information systems. I'm supposed to be doing things related to computer systems. And you're putting me in this darkened cellar to look through papers. I hated that job. So I'm going to give you that story as my introduction to this particular series, where I want us to discuss when you find yourself, by whatever circumstance, whatever situation has led you to a job that you hate, and you are there. The worst that can happen to you, and I have very many stories. Okay, not very many, but I have stories about jobs that I've hated. The worst that can happen to you, my friend, is you to stay there in a place that you hate and do nothing about the hate that you have for that particular job. That's the worst you can do. It's a detriment to you and your health and your psyche, because at the end of the day, you are killing your self-esteem. You're killing your purpose. You're messing up the organization. You're also messing up the pedigree. Nobody's going to promote you in your attitude of hatred for the job that you have right now. So starting tomorrow, we're going to continue talking about this. How in the world are we going to change this? When you find yourself stuck in a job you hate, how do you change it for the better? Until tomorrow, stay tuned and bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.